Welcome to Sassafras Valley.
So I have this 2007 Tundra. It's one of the few that are two-door. And I've had hardly any problems with it. But one of the problems I have is that this console cover here is separating. Okay? A friend of mine said that if I take that console cover off, he'll reupholster it for me. So, a couple things about this console. These are pretty generic with any of the Tundras of this age, but there's very little padding. Okay, so I put a towel up here on top of it and drive it like this. Okay, it's comfortable for me. But you know, I bought this brand new in 2007. It's now 2024, and I bought it about this time of year. So that makes what, 17 years I've had this truck? And it has a feature that I had no clue about. Look at this. Console lid has storage underneath it. You could put like little tissues in there, maps in here, pencil there, credit card holder up here. It's got, you know, but I never realized until I saw a video on YouTube that if you take this console latch and pull it all the way, it opens. If you pull halfway, it slides forward. Look at that. Never had a clue it worked that way. Now, once you get it all the way forward, you have stops on the way back. Or I guess you could pull it out to a stop. But at any rate, you don't believe me that I never knew it? Take a look at this. Look at this. I have never ever seen that before. Had no clue that it was in here. Now what I've heard, what I've seen on the internet, is that you take this portion of the console apart, snap it out, and there's a couple of screws that hold this spring-loaded hinge in place, okay? So I'm going to try to pop that off. Set you up, and we'll talk our way through it, see what I discover. First thing I discovered is that if you pull this all the way forward and you work on it, you can't unlatch it and open it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my towel that I've used for probably 15 years as a padding on the top and put it right there to stop this latch here from catching. Okay, then I'm going to pull it forward, get it out of the way, and I'm going to get in here and attempt to snap this off. Take you around, we'll take a look, and I'll tell you why I'm not for sure if it's going to work or not. The two-door, by the way, original set of maps unused. Don't know what I kept them for, except, you know, because I could. But anyway, this portion of the console that comes around here, like this, on the four-door versions, where there's a seat back here, whereas the seat right here has a cup holder in it, and it's made entirely different. So I don't know if the 2-door or the 4-door work differently, but I'm going to try to get this cover off here and see if I can get to the screws that hold this hinge. It's a spring-loaded hinge for the console. Set you up over here in the corner, and I'm going to go commence to prying on it. So I'm going to use a couple 1/4-inch screwdrivers, and there's a little slot you can get into right here. And I'll see if I can pop that up. Well, look at that. That's promising. One on the other side. Ooh, hope it didn't move you too far. That you can get into. Pry the other side off. Look at that. Is that it? Is it that easy? Son of a gun, look at that. Just lifts out. Okay, well, you'll get a look before I do. Let's see what that looks like there. Let's see. Looks to me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, and that whole hinge plate comes off of there. Could it be that easy? That's definitely the hinge plate. Yep. All right. Well, let me grab a Phillips screwdriver and we'll work on that. Well, let's see if I can get this out of here. Number 2 Phillips screw. Oh, we got cobwebs. Number 2 Phillips screws. Yeah, they're not too tight. They're not bad. I'd like to introduce you to one of my favorite tools. I've had this thing for probably 25 years. Back before, well, I guess I did have a variable speed drill, but I never had a real screwdriver back then. It's called a Yankee drill. The way it works is that it has a gear here. It has gears inside that drive this spiral here. You got forward, backward, and in the middle is solid, so you can use it just like a screwdriver. I've got it set, I think, in reverse, so that as you push the handle, oh, I think that's what I had. Yeah. I suppose most of you have seen one of these before. For some jobs, especially small ones like this, it's almost the ideal tool. It's quicker than a regular screwdriver. Doesn't require no electricity, charge a battery or anything like that. And if you want to, you can change it out and actually drill a hole with it, then put your screw in. But anyway, let me take these screws out and we'll see how this thing works. I'm going to take the bottom ones off last because this thing is spring loaded and I don't know what that means in terms of what's going to happen. Whether it's going to fly out and hit me in the face or just exactly what's going to happen, but I'll get all the screws up here out first. And for this last one, I'm going to loosen it and just see what happens. Oh yeah, it's got tension on it. I don't know how much that's going to be, so let me get my hand down in there and see if I can hold it. Oh yeah, it's got a little tension. It ain't too bad. There it is. See if that console just lifts off there now like advertised. Well, look at this. It's off. Now let's get a look at it. So it comes out. Here's the hinge. Spring loaded. There's that place I never saw before. Probably ought to clean that up before I take it out to have him upholster it. Here's the top. Oh, still got my maps under it. Okay. So, as you can see, this is made with a cover over the top. And I assume he'll worry about that, but that all these screws have to be taken out so that this can be put back in to hold this edge after he rolls the edge of the fabric under it. Meanwhile, I'll take those maps out, clean this up, take it over to my buddy Jamie's so he can upholster it. Don't know if he's going to want to have filming over there or not, but if nothing else, I'll show how we put it back in. Got my console cover back. It's been reupholstered, and I think he did a pretty good job on it. You'll notice here that it's been built up. Well, that's 1/2 inch foam, so it's probably been built up around 1/4 inch here on the outside and a 1/2 inch in the center. And you'll notice that it has more padding on it. But anyway, I think I'm ready to slip this back in, so let's get started. Well, so far this is going really easy. So there's 3, 6, 7, 8 screws here, and number 2 Phillips, And they go into plastic, so you don't want to over torque them. Okay, let me go around and snug them all one more time. Okay, well, I guess we'll test it now before I put the cover on the back here. All right, and does it go forward? Oh, look at that, slide works. Okay, let's put that cover on. Let's see. Oh, there's what's keeping it up. There it is. Okay. I got a little more cleaning to do, but let's take a look at it. So, there's the cover for the mechanism, and here's the reupholstered. I have to move that seat back, but then we can take a look. Let's see, take the other hand. All right, there it is. I think it looks pretty good. And man, I'm gonna enjoy having that padding on there. Well, that's all it is to it. I hope you do it just as easily.
I do appreciate you watching, and you have nothing less than a wonderful day.